For the person who's in their, let's say, late 50s or early 60s and is now all of a sudden confronting the reality of retirement, what are some of the factors that should go into their planning for that? Or have they already kind of missed the boat and it's already too late to really do planning per se?
It's interesting, the Federal Reserve Bank had just released a study a week or so ago that said 31% of Americans have no savings for retirement, and 19% of baby boomers have no savings for retirement. What can they do now? Okay, well, the first thing is, let's address the 55 to 66 years old, because that's roughly where you're going to target retirement and Social Security. So from 55 to 66, if you have a 401k plan at work or a 403b plan at work, you better tighten your belt and contribute the maximum amount that you can to that plan at your whoever your employee is. If you can't, you can always open up a contributory IRA, and you can, at over 50, you can invest $6,500, contribute $6,500 a year. Social Security was never meant to be a sole retirement income. It had always been a supplement to the amount of money you have saved during your lifetime.
Okay.
So, of course, some of the savings plans for people your age and my age weren't around when we were 22 or 21. Okay, I mean, even 401ks and 403bs, which are tax-deferred retirement plans, came about when we were in our 40s. So did IRAs. The young people have it lucky in that respect that they can contribute now. Of course, they don't, okay, because they don't think, A, that they're ever going to retire or ever die.
Or they need the money right now.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
That's given the economy and the unemployment situation, you're right.
Yeah.
They need the money
kids
right
through
now.
college and all of that.
Yeah.
Plus, when is a good time to really begin to plan for retirement? When you're 21 or 22, or when you just get out of college?
If you have a W-2, you can start to save. I've talked to a lot of children of my clients and implored them that when they have a job, when they can afford to do it, even if it's $500 a month, a year, to put it in there, because the beauty is the compounding of $500 a year over the course of the next 30 years could make somebody, depending upon what happens to the markets, that could be $500,000 in 30 years for $500 a year. Is it hard to open up an IRA? Absolutely not. You could go to your local bank, go in there for nothing, and they'll do it for you. All you have to do is fill out a form.
One question that seems to come up a lot is when should I retire? At what point, what age should I retire? Now, as I understand it, you can start collecting Social Security at 62, but the payout is much smaller than if you wait even just a few years until you're 65 or 66.
Yes.
Is there any, beyond that, is there any advantage to working longer? And let's say you want to work longer. Let's say you're physically capable, you're not tired and worn out or whatever, and you'd like to work until you're 70 or maybe even longer than that. I mean, is there any rule of thumb around what is the best time to retire?
Yes, there is. Okay. Me, I'm 65. I love what I do.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to plan to work until they drag me out of there, 71, 72. Every year after 66 that I wait to retire, I gain yearly about 6 to 8%. So what I'm saying is that you are making the spread between interest rates, because let's think you have the money, you could take your Social Security payment at 62 and you could put it in the bank and get an interest rate for it. You're only going to get roughly, you'll probably get 1% a year.
It sounds then like an IRA is really the best way for folks to save. You know,
Yes.
That's really your best route. If you don't have an IRA, you're saying get one going immediately as soon as you finish watching the show, run out to the bank and
That's
or
absolutely
call your
right.
accountant or
Yes.
whatever it is you got to do.
And I get a lot of this because I have a lot of men and women who are not yet retiring but are planning to retire. And one of the first things that I tell them to do is, all right, start developing outside interest, okay, whatever that may be. and you're going to have to get more social, or whatever it is.
Do something.
Do something, okay?
Yeah.
Also, start talking to your wife, okay, or your spouse, okay?
Yeah.
I'm sure there are women like this too. But you have to include your spouse in your retirement plans.
You mentioned that the incidences of divorce tend to rise and spike a little bit when folks enter this period in their lives.
No matter how much you hate your spouse, learn to compromise, shake hands, stay married, live in a different place, a different life, but keep yourself as an economic couple. That I would do.
Yeah.
That I would do.
Good advice there. Well, Bill, what more we could probably talk about, and we will. I think we'll have to have you back here for another show and talk about the economy in general.
I'd love to. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you for being here today,
Okay.
and it's been a great conversation.